Hello and welcome to the final part of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. We're at the home stretch, people, of this very epic game. Continuing along with my thoughts of the previous part of as to why there isn't much information of this game and even of older video games in general. People, what you have to realize is that, of course, you know, the video game market back then is completely different than it is now. You know, nowadays people are just like, yeah, I'm excited. Give me an interview with the director and the composer, the artists, the concept designers, where the interest came from, the aspiration, the inspiration, all these things. You know, we have people like Hideo Kojima who have been firmly implanted into the gaming community as like, hey, this auteur creator. You know, I want to be like him, or let's learn about him like he's a movie star of some sort. That wasn't really a thing in these old games. It was like, here's your game, that's it, go play it, have fun. I'll be back from work at 6. So something like that. I mean, the only thing I could think of is that unless it was like, you know, well cataloged, like some Nintendo games as to the development of these things, you know, most game creators, they to themselves, they're like, you know, well, there isn't really a reason to have a vault of information on this stuff. Here's some scraps of what we do have. And so, it is what you get. Another hard cut there. We're near the end, and we're seeing the screen going up again, and we're dealing with some annoying enemies. Not as annoying as the skeleton men with rapiers, but they're just as annoying. The armored skeleton with swords. And the screen is also moving at a very specific pace. And of course, if you catch up to the bottom of the screen, you're gonna die. This section here actually took me a long time to deal with. This stage in general also took me a long time. This was another stage, just like the one I mentioned beforehand, in I think the third part, where it's just really difficult. And perfect timing. This is specifically the area where it was just really hard. Just like that area beforehand, I cheated. I got really frustrated. I was just like, I don't care. I've died here like 70 times. I just want to move on. From what I've learned is that do not jump, or else you attract the crows. And I don't know how the AI works with the crows, and I'm trying to avoid them. That crow there, you can see, is already giving me trouble. Luckily, I was able to whip it. Same thing with that one. But on most attempts, I was gonna get hit. It's a bit like the area. Oh my god. I didn't edit that out. Well, people, that was a flub that you saw right there. I'm gonna take the time to edit it. Who cares? Wow. I tried to be meticulous about that. Oh, well, whatever. No one's perfect. Man, that threw me off guard. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Jesus Christ. Alright, we're near the stage here where Medusa heads. Just follow the pattern. Try to not jump backwards so you won't look the other way. And we're near the next boss, the doppelganger. Depending on the character you're choosing, you're gonna fight the same character that you're controlling. So in this case, I am fighting doppelganger or Spyha. It's recommended that you use Spyha here for most bosses, to be honest. And yeah, that's it. It's that simple. If you try to use Trevor in this in that level, you're not gonna have a good time. It's too difficult. Okay, we're at the final stage. Final, right? Here it is. You can imagine all the kids and ladies like, oh, I'm finally here. Finally. After the ass beating that I got, I'm finally here. There's a little bit of slowdown, as you can see. There's a lot of textures and enemies popping up here and there, and the architecture of this level is pretty beautiful. It's kind of revolutionary to see what the NES was capable of back in the day. Like, it's insane for something that has so little space. Look at the wonders I was able to create. This section is a little bit difficult too, depending on the character you have. If you have Alucard, it's pretty easy. But if you don't, you're gonna have... Well, actually, if you have Grant too, it's gonna be pretty easy. You'll see why once I reach the end of this room. There's gonna be a bone pillar standing in front of a door. It's gonna make it kind of difficult. But here, I think I used Spyha and her flame to destroy the enemy. Yeah, I did. But as you can see, I took some damage while I did that too. Rather annoying bone skeleton right there. And we are almost there. I'm just waiting with giddy anticipation to finally talk about the Count himself in this game. You know, exploring back, it's a really cool idea the Castlevania games have with the generational thing. And like, oh, this generation, it's their job to... This generation Belmonts, it's their job to destroy Count Dracula. And before we continue into the Count's room himself, let's dive in. Alright, if you saw the first part, you finally get the reference to the death that I was talking about. Was it a good joke? You know what? I don't know. Don't care. Anyways, the same rules applies to the first game against Count Dracula. Collect as much hearts as you can. And compared to the first game where holy water is a must, the cross would be better. I don't even think you could get the holy water. I don't remember. The cross is fine. The axe is also pretty good if you happen to have the axe for this final stage, particularly for the third boss fight, because there's 3 forms that Count Dracula has. He's a little bit different compared to his first incarnation. Depending on the how far you are from the Count, the pillars, the two little pillars there of fire, will be spread out. If you're closer to him, then the pillars will be a lot more closer. And then that giant fire section will pop out at a specific time and point. Now, for all the crap that I give with Castlevania 3, with how hard and kind of unenjoyable it was at times, this is one of my favorite Dracula fights. It's really fun. It's not tedious or as annoying as the first game, but you could really feel, as the player, the blood pumping through your veins and system. And now we're at the third form. For some reason, he looks like a bird hawk with abs. I don't know. Whatever. He's not that difficult. Not even in the American version. He's that difficult. Though, speaking of the American version, which is perfect, if you die at any point and you reach this third form of Count Dracula, you're gonna have to start at the beginning of the stage. So that's another reason why I chose the Japanese version. If you die, you just simply go back to the staircase right before the Count's room. As you can see, I'm using balls of lightning against Birdman here. I don't understand. I don't understand why he thinks this doesn't make much sense. I don't get it. Why a bird? Isn't he isn't Dracula able to possess any beast? Why that? Why not a bear or a dragon? I don't know. That's the end of Castlevania 3, people. Yeah. Took a while. Ain't that beautiful? Evergreen, such a nice piece of music. And that is Castlevania 3. Thank you for watching, people. It was apparently, because I played this a couple of months ago. It was an enjoyable experience, despite the gripes I had with this game. The music is unparalleled. It kept me going. The level design, the aesthetic, the gothic horror, the scenery, it's just wonderful. It's just really beautiful to look at. And although we didn't get to see the other stages, there's Alucard, we didn't get to see Alucard stages, it's a good game. You know, it's really hard, but that's how it is for every classic Castlevania game. I recommend it. And yeah. Of course, the real name of Trevor is Oh Lord, because, yes, you need Jesus to fight evil, right? That's how it works. Anyway, thank you too, Konami. Thank you for making this game, and thank you, Hitoshi Akamatsu. Till next time, thank you.